The Force is light and full of shadows, and if you want exclusive Timelines members-only videos you won't find on YouTube, all on our Patreon. Desert wind carries sand across the adobe hovel where Shmi Skywalker stands in the doorway. Twin suns blaze overhead, turning the slave quarter into an oven. The heat shimmers off the sand in waves. 150 meters away, Qui-Gon Jinn's ship waits. The Naboo vessel gleams silver in the harsh light. Padme Amidala and Jar Jar Binks stand near the boarding ramp. Between the hovel and the ship, a 9-year-old boy walks alone across the sand. Small pack slung over his shoulder, everything he owns in the galaxy. Anakin Skywalker takes 10 steps away from his mother. Shmi's voice carries across the distance, gentle, but firm. Now, be brave, and don't look back. The boy stops, his small hands clench into fists. Something tears inside his mind, not breaking, fracturing. Like reality struck by a hammer, cracks spreading outward from a single point of impact. 23 years, flooding into a 9-year-old's consciousness, not visions of possible futures, not dreams, memories. The operating table on Mustafar, the smell of his own burning flesh, medical droids swarming like insects, Sith technology rebuilding what the lava destroyed, screaming, vocal cords shredded, lungs seared, agony so complete that unconsciousness would be mercy except the dark side won't allow mercy, only the endless now of pain. The mask lowering, sealing over his ruined face. The first mechanical breath. Never stopping. Never ending. 23 years of that sound. Every breath a reminder. Every inhale a prison sentence renewed. The funeral pyre on Tatooine. The smell of burning flesh. Not his this time. Hers. Shmi Skywalker's charred corpse cradled in his arms while the twin suns set and something inside him died that would never live again. The Tusken camp. The women screaming. The children running, his lightsaber, red blade hissing, cutting through them all. Men, women, children, not one left alive. I killed them all. Padme on the landing platform, Naboo ship descending, her face terrified, pleading, tears streaming. Anakin, you're breaking my heart. You're going down a path I can't follow. His hand rising, not wanting to, but raising anyway because the betrayal is too raw, the rage too big, force choking her, her throat constricting, eyes bulging, collapsing unconscious, dying with their children still inside her. The Emperor's throne room. Luke Skywalker, his son who he never knew, never held, convulsing under Palpatine's lightning, screaming, "Father, please." The choice. The only choice that ever mattered in 45 years of life, lifting Palpatine, throwing him down the reactor shaft, the lightning burning through life support, frying circuits, stopping the respirator, dying at last, dying free, all of it, every moment, every horror, every regret. Compressed into the space between one heartbeat and the next, Anakin Skywalker stands frozen on the sand, his small body trembling, not crying, not screaming, just shaking like a ship tearing itself apart in hyperspace. He turns around. Shmi sees her son's face and her breath catches. Those are not a child's eyes. Those are the eyes of someone who has seen galaxies burn and civilizations fall and everything good turn to ash. Anakin runs back to her, not the desperate run of a scared child. Purposeful, controlled, moving with certainty that doesn't belong in a 9-year-old body. He crashes into her, wraps his arms around her waist, buries his face in her dress. Shmi kneels, confused, frightened. "Ani, you have to go." The Jedi. "No." His voice is flat, calm, wrong. "I will never leave you to die." "What?" "Ani, I'm not going to." "Yes, you are." He pulls back, looks at her directly. "In 10 years, Tusken Raiders will take you from a moisture farm. They'll torture you for a month. You'll die in my arms, and I'll slaughter them all. Every man, every woman, every child. And it will be the first step toward becoming a monster." But his eyes, those terrible ancient eyes, hold absolute certainty. "Ani, how could you possibly?" "I don't have time to explain, but I know what happens if I leave you here. I've lived it. I've suffered it. I've become it. And I will not walk that path again." He felt the disturbance in the Force from 100 meters away, something vast and dark and terrible awakening in the boy. Anakin. What's happening? When he speaks, his voice carries weight that shouldn't exist in a child. Master Jin, I will go with you. I will train as a Jedi. I will fulfill whatever prophecy you think I'm meant for. But my mother comes with us, or I destroy your ship and walk back to Watto myself. Not a plea. A negotiation delivered by a 9-year-old with the presence of a general who has commanded armies. Qui-Gon's hand tightens on his lightsaber. Anakin, the slave chips. If either of you tries to leave Tatooine, I know about the chips. Anakin's voice is absolutely certain. I know where they're located. I know how to destroy them without triggering the explosive. Qui-Gon stares. That's impossible. Even a Jedi Master would struggle to. I'm not a Jedi Master. Anakin meets his eyes. I'm something else. And if you want to find out what, you'll trust me on this. The Force swirls around the boy like a storm. Qui-Gon has never felt anything like it. Raw power constrained by iron will, darkness and light balanced on a knife's edge. The prophecy. The chosen one, standing before him making demands. Qui-Gon makes his decision. We delay departure. Show me what you can do. Anakin nods. Takes Shmi's hand. His grip is gentle but absolute. Come on, Mom. We're going to see Watto. Padme and Jar Jar watch from the ship, confused and concerned. The twin suns climb higher. The heat intensifies. And a 9-year-old boy who carries the memories of Darth Vader walks through the slave quarter with purpose that will change the galaxy. Watto's junk shop. Midday. The bell rings as the door opens. Watto looks up from his workbench where he's soldering a moisture vaporator component. His wings buzz in irritation at the interruption. Anakin Skywalker walks in, alone, no longer the eager slave boy who left hours ago. Ah, Ani, you should be on ship. Why you come back? The Jedi not want you. They want me, but I need something first. Watto's wings beat faster. Suspicion crossing his features. What you need? You have nothing to trade. I need my mother's freedom. Watto laughs. A harsh, grating sound. We talk about this already. The Jedi not have enough credits. I tell them, you will give me her ownership documents. Watto's laughter cuts off. Something in the boy's voice makes his wings freeze mid-beat. What? No, get out before I... A hydrospanner on the workbench flies across the room. Not fumbling, not wavering. Perfect trajectory into Anakin's outstretched hand. He doesn't even look at it. Watto's wings lock completely. Fear replacing annoyance. I am going to do something now, Anakin says quietly. If you move, if you call for help, if you touch that transmitter remote in your left pocket, I will do it to your body instead. Do you understand? Wuto's hand, moving toward the pocket, freezes. You crazy. You kill her if you try. I know exactly where the chip is. I know the circuit layout. I know the detonator mechanism. I know the explosive composition. And I know how to destroy it without triggering a single failsafe. Anakin's eyes close. His breathing steadies. The Force floods outward from him like a tidal wave. Not wild, not chaotic. Surgical, precise. Controlled with a level of mastery that shouldn't exist in any living being, let alone a child. He sees through the Force. Shmi's body at the hovel, glowing in his mind like a star chart. Her heart pumping blood. Her lungs drawing breath. Her liver, her kidneys, her spine. And there, nestled against her lower spine, exactly where the anatomy scan said it would be, the chip. Cylindrical, 2.7 centimeters long. Circuit board wrapped around a chemical explosive core. Detonator pin held back by electromagnetic restraint. Failed deadly design. Anakin maps every component, every circuit trace, every solder point. Then he reaches out with the Force and squeezes. Not the whole chip, just the circuit board. Applying pressure in 4 specific points simultaneously. At the hovel, Shmi gasps. Not pain. Pressure. Something pressing against her spine from the inside. The circuit board cracks. Microfractures spreading across the surface. The electromagnetic restraint fails. But Anakin is ready. He wraps the detonator pin in a force grip, preventing it from moving even a millimeter. More pressure. The circuit board compresses into fragments. The detonator circuit dies. The failsafes die. The entire electronic system becomes inert scrap. What remains is just the explosive compound and the crushed components. Anakin compresses it all together, carefully, gradually, into a ball the size of a marble. Then he guides it through tissue, through muscle, slowly working it toward the surface. Shmi stumbles at the hovel, leans against the doorframe. The pressure intensifies, then releases. A tiny bulge appears on her lower back. The skin stretches, doesn't break. Anakin won't let it. He guides the compressed chip through the final layer of skin, bloodlessly, cleanly. It falls to the sand outside the hovel. Back at Watto's shop, Anakin opens his eyes. The entire process took 17 seconds. Watto stares at him in absolute horror. That impossible. No one can. I just did. Anakin drops the hydrospanner. It clatters on the floor. Now, her papers. Watto backs away toward the transmitter. I call Hutt enforcers. They will. Anakin takes one step forward. His voice drops to a whisper that somehow fills the entire shop like thunder. You will give me Shmi Skywalker's ownership documents. You will delete her registration from the Hutt database. You will transfer ownership to Anakin Skywalker, free person. You will forget this conversation. You will never speak of what you saw. The Force rolls out from him in waves. Not subtle, not gentle. Overwhelming. Watto's mind, greedy, small, weak, crumbles under the assault like a sandcastle against a tidal wave. His eyes glaze. His wings go limp. His hand moves mechanically to the filing cabinet. He pulls out a datapad. His fingers work the controls with jerky, puppet-like movements. Transferring ownership, deleting registry, confirming changes. He hands the datapad to the child. Forget, Watto mumbles. His eyes are empty. Gone. Anakin takes the datapad, clutches it to his chest. The hard proof. The legal document that says Shmi Skywalker belongs to no one but herself. He turns and walks out of the shop without another word. Outside, the twin suns blaze. Shmi waits on the street, tears streaming down her face. In her palm, she holds the crushed slave chip, compressed metal and circuit fragments and explosive compound, all inert now, all harmless. Ani. Her voice breaks. What are you? He crosses to her, takes her hand. I'm your son, and you're free. She pulls him into an embrace, sobs into his hair, her boy, her miracle, her Ani who just performed a feat of Force mastery that should be impossible. Qui-Gon Jinn watches from the corner. He witnessed the entire thing through the shop window, watched a 9-year-old boy crush a slave chip from across town with surgical precision, watched him mind-dominate a Toydarian, a species supposedly resistant to Jedi influence. The chosen one. Standing before him, and Qui-Gon has no idea what he's actually chosen for. They walk back to the ship together. Anakin holds Shmi's hand on one side. Qui-Gon walks on the other, one hand still resting on his lightsaber hilt, eyes never leaving the boy. Padme rushes down the boarding ramp. What's happening? Why is she? She's coming with us. Anakin's voice leaves no room for argument. My mother is free, and she's never going back to slavery, ever. Padme looks at Qui-Gon for confirmation. The Jedi Master nods slowly. Yes, she's coming with us. They board the ship. Shmi sits in the passenger compartment, still clutching the crushed chip, still crying. Anakin sits beside her. Qui-Gon stands near the cockpit, communing with the Force, trying to understand what just happened. The ship lifts off. Tatooine falls away beneath them, the desert planet where a slave boy became something more, where Darth Vader's memories woke in a child's body and changed everything. In the cargo hold, R2-D2 beeps a question at C-3PO. I have no idea, 3PO responds, but I believe we've just witnessed something quite extraordinary. The stars stretch into hyperspace. Destination, Coruscant, the Jedi Temple, the Council, and a confrontation that will shake 1,000 years of tradition. Jedi Temple, Council Chamber, Coruscant. The circular room sits high above the endless city, 12 chairs arranged in a perfect circle, Masters of the Jedi Order occupying 11 of them. The 12th, Master Yaddle's, empty due to a mission in the Outer Rim. Qui-Gon Jinn stands in the center. Beside him, a 9-year-old boy who looks small and fragile but radiates Force presence like a sun. Outside the chamber, Shmi Skywalker waits. Qui-Gon insisted she not attend this first meeting. She agreed reluctantly. Mace Windu speaks first, his voice carrying the weight of authority. Master Qui-Gon, you bring before us a boy from Tatooine, slave-born, age 9. You believe him to be the chosen one. I do, Master Windu. His midi-chlorian count exceeds 20,000 per cell. Higher than any Jedi in recorded history. Higher than Master Yoda himself. Murmurs ripple through the council. Ki-Adi-Mundi leans forward. 20,000? That's unprecedented. His abilities are equally unprecedented. Qui-Gon's voice is steady but troubled. He freed his mother from slavery by destroying her explosive transmitter chip, through the Force, from across town, with surgical precision that would challenge a master healer. Yoda's ears droop. Disturbing this is. A child should not possess such power. Mace Windu's eyes narrow. Describe the technique, Master Qui-Gon. He mapped the chip's exact location and internal structure through the Force. Then he compressed only the circuit board, while maintaining a force barrier around the explosive compound and detonator. Crushed it into inert fragments. Guided them through her tissue to the surface, without drawing a single drop of blood. The entire process took less than 20 seconds. The council falls silent. Even the most skilled Jedi healers would require extensive meditation and preparation for such a feat. A 9-year-old performing it casually is beyond comprehension. Plo Koon speaks, his voice distorted by his Antioch's breath mask. And the mother? Waiting outside. Free. Legally documented. No longer property of Watto the Toydarian. The Toydarian, Mace says slowly. Toydarians are resistant to mind tricks. How did the boy? He didn't trick him. He dominated him. Completely. Overwrote his will like erasing a datapad. Watto's mind may be permanently damaged. More silence. This is darker. More troubling. Mind domination is not the Jedi way. Yoda closes his eyes. Speak to the boy. We must. Young Skywalker. Step forward. Anakin walks to the center of the circle. Stands with perfect posture. No fidgeting. No nervous energy. Just calm awareness that belongs in a trained warrior. Not a child. Mace Windu studies him carefully. Anakin Skywalker. Master Qui-Gon says you possess abilities far beyond your age and training. Explain how you learned them. Anakin meets his gaze directly. I didn't learn them, Master Windu. I remembered them? Remembered? From where? From the future. From another life. From 23 years I haven't lived yet in this timeline. The council exchanges glances. Delusion? Psychosis? Or something stranger? Ki-Adi-Mundi speaks gently. Young one, the future is not fixed. Visions of possible futures are common among Force sensitives, but they are not memories. They are. I'm not talking about visions. Anakin's voice is patient but firm. I'm talking about lived experience. I know things I shouldn't know. I can do things I shouldn't be able to do, because I've already done them. In another life, as someone else. Who were you, in this other life? Anakin looks at the ancient Jedi Master. When he speaks, his voice carries the weight of absolute certainty. Darth Vader, Sith Lord, enforcer of the Galactic Empire. I served Emperor Palpatine for 23 years. I helped him destroy the Jedi Order. I led clone troopers into this temple. I killed everyone inside. Masters, knights, Padawans, younglings. I killed children. The temperature in the room seems to drop. Several council members reach instinctively for their lightsabers. Mace Windu stands. This is not a jest we take lightly, boy. It's not a jest. Anakin doesn't flinch. It's the truth. In that timeline I left my mother on Tatooine. She was freed by a moisture farmer named Cliegg Lars. They married, then Tusken raiders took her. Tortured her for a month. When I finally found her, she died in my arms, and I slaughtered the entire Tusken camp in rage. That was my first step to the dark side. He looks at each council member in turn. Then I fell in love with Senator Padme Amidala. We married in secret, breaking the Jedi code. She became pregnant. I started having nightmares about her dying in childbirth. Palpatine, who is actually Darth Sidious, the Sith Lord you've been hunting for decades, exploited that fear, promised me power to save her, and I believed him. Plo Koon's breathing quickens behind his mask. You claim Chancellor Palpatine is a Sith Lord? I don't claim it. I know it. I served him for 23 years. watched him rule the galaxy through fear and power. And I was his weapon. Anakin's hands clench at his sides, not in anger, in remembered pain. I helped him execute Order 66, a hidden protocol that turned the clone army against the Jedi. I led the 501st Legion into this temple. I killed everyone. Then I went to Mustafar to eliminate the Separatist leadership. Padme followed me, begged me to stop. I accused her of betraying me. I force-choked my pregnant wife. His voice cracks but doesn't break. Obi-Wan fought me, cut off my legs and my arm, left me burning in lava. Palpatine found me, encased me in a life support suit. For 23 years I couldn't breathe on my own, couldn't eat solid food, couldn't feel the sun on my skin. Just mechanical breathing and constant pain, and the knowledge that I killed everything I loved. Tears streamed down his face now, but his voice remained steady. I had twins, Luke and Leia. Padme died giving birth. They were hidden from me, separated, raised apart. I didn't know I had a daughter until I was dying. My son, Luke, became a Jedi, confronted me, showed me there was still good in me. I killed Palpatine to save him, and I died, finally free. Silence. Absolute. Crushing. Sazi Tian speaks carefully. If what you say is true, why tell us? Why not hide this knowledge? Because hiding is what created Vader. Anakin wipes his eyes. Secrets. Lies. Fear. Isolation. That's how Palpatine manipulated me. This time, I'm choosing truth. I'm choosing trust. I'm choosing to ask for help instead of pretending I don't need it. Yoda closes his eyes, reaches deep into the Force, touches the boy's presence, and recoils slightly. There are layers there, futures that shouldn't exist, memories that haven't happened, darkness and light twisted together in ways that violate every natural law. Sense it, I do, Yoda says quietly. Truth there is, in his words. Changed he is, but how? Understand I do not. Mace Windu sits back down heavily. Let's assume for the moment that you're telling the truth. You carry memories of a dark future. You've come back to prevent it. Why should we trust you? Why should we believe you won't become Vader again? Because I'm not making the same mistakes. Anakin's voice is calm, certain. Vader fell because he was afraid. Afraid of losing his mother. Afraid of losing Padme. Afraid of admitting weakness. So he hid his fears, lied to the Council, tried to handle everything alone. And that isolation made him vulnerable to Palpatine's manipulation. He looks directly at Mace. This time, I'm not hiding. I'm telling you everything. I freed my mother. I brought her with me. And I'm asking the Jedi Council, begging you, don't make me choose between the Order and the people I love. Because that choice is what breaks me. The philosophical weight of this statement settles over the room like a physical presence. Plo Koon speaks thoughtfully. The code teaches that attachment leads to fear of loss. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. You have the causality reversed, Anakin says. Not rudely. Just factually. You don't fear losing what you never had. The Jedi Code takes children as infants, so they never form attachments. But I already love my mother. I already know what it means to care for someone more than myself. Forcing me to abandon her now. That's what creates fear. That's what creates anger. An uncomfortable amount of sense. The Code has maintained the Order for 1,000 years. Mace says firmly, we cannot simply. And in those 1,000 years, Anakin interrupts gently, how many Jedi have fallen to the dark side? How many became Dark Jedi or left the Order entirely? How many were lost because they felt they had to choose between being a Jedi and being human? Mace opens his mouth, closes it. The question is valid. Yoda taps his gimmer stick against the floor. Wisdom beyond your years you possess. Yet how you possess it. Disturbing it remains. I won't explain it further. I can't. But I will say this. I have seen what happens when the Jedi Order forbids attachment. I have seen what I became because of it. And I will not walk that path again. He looks at Qui-Gon, his master, the man who died in the original timeline defending him. Master Qui-Gon taught me about the living Force, about trusting in the will of the Force, not just the dogma of the Code. Maybe the Force is showing you, through me, that the Code needs to evolve, That love doesn't have to lead to darkness. That attachment can be a strength instead of a weakness. Qui-Gon smiles slightly. His Padawan is using his own philosophy against the Council. The Masters debate quietly among themselves. Yoda and Mace exchange a long look. Finally, Yoda speaks. Train him, we will. Too powerful he is to leave untrained. Too dangerous. But his mother? Remain on Coruscant she may. In the temple, no. But nearby. Watch them both closely, we must. Anakin bows deeply. That's all I ask, Masters. Thank you. One condition, Mace says sternly. You will be completely honest with the Council, about your abilities, about your knowledge of the future, about everything. No secrets. No lies. If you hide anything from us, I won't. Anakin's voice is absolute. Secrets are what destroyed me before. Truth is the only path forward. The council session ends. Qui-Gon and Anakin exit together. Outside, Shmi waits anxiously. Anakin runs to her. She wraps him in her arms. What did they say? They're letting me train. And you can stay on Coruscant. We won't be separated. Shmi holds him tighter. I was so worried they'd... I know. But I told them the truth. All of it. And they chose to trust me. That's the first step. Qui-Gon approaches. Places a hand on Anakin's shoulder. Come, Padawan. We have much work ahead of us. But first, we need to find your mother suitable quarters. They walk through the temple together. Jedi turn to stare at the slave boy and his mother. Word has already spread of the unprecedented council decision. In his office, Mace Windu stands at the window overlooking Coruscant. You sense it too, Yoda says from the doorway. Yes, the boy is telling the truth, which means everything he warned us about. The clone army, Order 66, Palpatine being the Sith Lord. It's all real. Act on it. We must. Carefully, but act we must. Agreed. We investigate Palpatine quietly. We look into this clone army. We watch the boy. Yoda nods. Change the future already he has. Now see if he can save it, we will. Naboo. Feed Palace. Hangar Bay, the battle rages across the elegant architecture of Naboo's capital. Droid armies march through the streets. Gungan warriors clash with battle droids in the grassy plains. And in the palace hangar, two Jedi face a nightmare in black and red. Darth Maul spins his double-bladed lightsaber with lethal precision. His yellow eyes burn with Sith fury. His Zabrak features twisted in concentration as he presses the attack against Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Form 7. Juyo, the most aggressive lightsaber form, designed to overwhelm opponents through relentless offense. Qui-Gon uses Ataru, acrobatic, powerful. But he's tiring. The Sith is younger, faster, fueled by dark side rage that doesn't fatigue the same way. Obi-Wan employs Soresu, pure defense waiting for an opening, but Maul gives him none. They fight their way through the hangar, past the sleek Naboo starfighters, toward the palace's generator complex. Laser gates activate, deadly energy barriers cycling on and off. Maul drives Qui-Gon back, separates him from Obi-Wan with perfectly timed strikes. The laser gates activate between them. Obi-Wan is trapped 3 gates back. Qui-Gon and Maul face each other across one barrier. The gate deactivates. Maul attacks immediately, not giving Qui-Gon time to set his stance. A spinning strike aimed at the head. Qui-Gon blocks. Barely. Another strike. Another. Maul is a whirlwind of red energy and killing intent. In the hangar above, Anakin Skywalker sits in a Naboo N1 starfighter cockpit. R2-D2 is socketed into the droid port behind him. In the original timeline, he was panicking, fumbling with controls, accidentally launching the ship, accidentally destroying the droid control ship through luck and the Force. This time is different. Anakin's mind is crystal clear. No anxiety about his mother suffering on Tatooine. She's safe on Coruscant in a comfortable apartment in the Senate district. Qui-Gon arranged it personally. His mother is safe. His future is secure. His mind is focused. He reaches out with the Force, feels the battle below through the lattice of life energy that connects all things. Qui-Gon's presence, bright, strong, but stressed. Being driven back toward the laser gates. Obi-Wan's presence, controlled, waiting, but too far away to help. Maul's presence, dark, aggressive, murderous. Anakin makes a decision. He fires up the starfighter's engines. Not accidentally, deliberately. The repulsor lifts engage. The ship rises smoothly from the hangar floor. R2, I need you to activate the weapon systems. All of them. I know I'm not supposed to. Do it. Anyway. The droid complies. Laser cannons power up. Torpedo launcher's arm. Anakin pilots the starfighter out of the hangar. Not erratically. With Vader's piloting skill, decades of experience flying TIE fighters, shuttles, even Star Destroyers channeled through a 9-year-old's hands. He descends toward the generator complex, spots the opening where Qui-Gon and Maul fight. The laser gates are cycling. Qui-Gon is being forced backward. Maul is pressing. Pressing. Always pressing. Anakin targets the floor between them. Sorry about the palace, Your Majesty, he mutters. He fires. Starfighter cannons strafe the polished floor. Explosive bolts tear through marble and durasteel. The impact throws up debris, smoke, fire. Maul is forced to retreat, breaking his momentum, losing his advantage. Qui-Gon uses the moment, lunges forward with a powerful Ataru strike. Maul blocks, but he's off balance now, defensive instead of aggressive. The laser gates deactivate. Obi-Wan charges through. Now it's 2-on-1 with room to maneuver. Anakin keeps the starfighter hovering, targeting Maul's escape routes. The Sith can't disengage, can't run. Not with a starfighter covering every exit. Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan fight in perfect coordination. Master and apprentice. Years of training together. They know each other's moves instinctively. Qui-Gon attacks high. Obi-Wan attacks low. Maul tries to defend both angles simultaneously. Can't. Obi-Wan's blade burns through Maul's guard. Catches him across the ribs. Not deep. Maul's too fast, but enough. A wound. A weakness. Qui-Gon presses. Overhead strike. Maul blocks. But the wound slows him. Just a fraction of a second. Qui-Gon's blade comes around in a spinning arc. Catches Maul across the throat. The Sith Lord's eyes widen. His double-bladed lightsaber deactivates. Falls from nerveless fingers. He drops to his knees. Blood streaming. Choking. Obi-Wan's blade comes down. Clean strike through the skull. Darth Maul falls. Dead before he hits the ground. Qui-Gon deactivates his lightsaber. Breathing hard, he looks up at the hovering starfighter. Anakin waves from the cockpit. Qui-Gon shakes his head. Smiles despite himself. That boy is going to give me gray hair. Anakin lands the starfighter. Jumps out, runs to his master. Are you hurt? Qui-Gon pulls him into a brief embrace. I'm fine, Padawan. Thanks to you. You saved my life, Obi-Wan says, approaching. That intervention was highly unconventional, but effective. Master Qui-Gon teaches about the living force. Sometimes you have to trust what the force is telling you to do, even if it's unconventional. I should have seen that coming. The droid control ship is destroyed. By Bravo Squadron this time, not by a 9-year-old. The droids shut down. The Gungans celebrate. Naboo is liberated. That evening, Theed Palace. Celebration. The throne room is filled with Naboo citizens, Gungan warriors, Jedi and pilots. Queen Amidala, her face paint removed, looking like Padme again, addresses the crowd. This has been a day of great triumph and great sorrow. We have won our freedom, but at terrible cost. We honor those who fell today. Then celebration resumes. Anakin stands near a window, watching the fireworks over the city. Shmi joins him. She was brought from Coruscant for the celebration at Padme's invitation. I'm proud of you, Ani. I didn't do much, just fired some shots. You saved your master's life. That's not nothing. Across the room, a figure watches. Senator Palpatine, newly elected Supreme Chancellor of the Republic. His grandfatherly smile is in place, but his eyes are calculating. His apprentice is dead. The boy who was supposed to be groomed, isolated, vulnerable is happy. Has his mother with him. Has proven himself. This will require adjustments. Palpatine approaches Anakin and Shmi, his smile warm and genuine seeming. Ah, young Skywalker, I wanted to personally thank you for your bravery today. Your actions saved lives. Thank you, Chancellor. I just did what needed to be done. Indeed, and this must be your mother. Shmi, is it? Shmi nods politely. Yes, Chancellor. How wonderful that you're able to stay with your son. The Jedi Council is usually quite rigid about such matters. They made an exception, Anakin says. His voice is pleasant, but his eyes are watchful. Vader's eyes, analyzing every word, every gesture. Well, I think it's marvelous. A boy should have his mother. Palpatine's smile widens. I will watch your career with great interest, Anakin. He walks away. Anakin watches him go. Shmi notices her son's expression. What's wrong? Nothing. Just being careful. Careful of what? Of people who smile too much. 10 years later. Coruscant. Senate District. Shmi's apartment. The apartment is comfortable. Not luxurious, but warm. Lived in. Home. Shmi Skywalker has built a life here. She works at a freed slave integration center, helping former slaves adjust to freedom, find jobs, learn skills. The work is fulfilling, purposeful. She's also built something else. A shield. Anakin Skywalker, 19 years old now, sits at her kitchen table. Padawan braid hanging past his shoulder. Handsome. Confident. But still her boy. He visits every week when he's on Coruscant. More often when he can. They have dinner, talk about his missions, talk about her work, talk about life. Tonight, he's troubled. Chancellor Palpatine invited me to his office again. What did he want? Same as always. To talk about the war. About the Jedi Council's strategies. About how I have so much potential that's being wasted on restrictive Jedi teachings. Do you believe him? No. But he's persistent. Anakin runs his hand through his hair. He's been doing this for 10 years. Private meetings. Praising me. Questioning the council. Building something. I'm not sure what. Trust, Shmi says quietly. He's trying to build trust. Make you see him as a friend. A mentor. Someone who understands you better than the Jedi do. Anakin looks at his mother. You see it too. I've watched politicians my whole life. First on Tatooine. Now here. Palpatine is always maneuvering. Always positioning. Nothing he does is without purpose. The council knows. I've told them everything he says. They're investigating him. Quietly. But they don't have proof yet. Shmi reaches across the table. Takes his hand. Then be patient. Keep your guard up. Keep telling the truth. That's all you can do. Anakin squeezes her hand. Thank you. For being here. For keeping me grounded. That's what mothers do. That night. Anakin's nightmare. He's in the medical bay on Coruscant. Padme lies on a table, pregnant. Screaming. Medical droids swarm. Something's wrong. The baby's coming too early. She's dying. Anakin. Help me. He reaches for her, but he can't move. Can't breathe. The suit is forming around him, crushing him. The mask descending. His mother's voice. Ani, wake up. He gasps. Opens his eyes. He's in his quarters at the Jedi Temple. Safe. Alone. His comm is blinking. Incoming call, he answers. Shmi's hologram appears. Bad dream? Anakin exhales slowly. How did you know? Because I'm your mother, and because you called me 15 minutes ago, barely coherent, saying you needed to hear my voice. Then you disconnected. I've been trying to call back ever since. He has no memory of making that call. Must have done it while half asleep, panicking. I dreamed about Padme dying, in childbirth, like in the other timeline. But it was just a dream, Ani. Padme is fine. She's probably asleep in her apartment right now. You can call her if you need to confirm. I know. It's just, the nightmares feel so real sometimes. That's because they were real, in another life. But not this one. In this life, you're going to marry Padme openly when you're ready. The council has already indicated they'll allow it. And when she has children, she'll have the best medical care in the galaxy. And she'll have you beside her. And nothing will go wrong. You're right. Thank you. Get some sleep, sweetheart. I'll see you for dinner on Tori's Day. The hologram flickers off. Anakin lies back down. The nightmare's power has evaporated. Proven false by a simple conversation with his mother. Across the city in his private chambers, Palpatine screams in rage. He sent that nightmare. Crafted it carefully using Sith sorcery. Hours of preparation to plant the vision in Skywalker's sleeping mind. And the boy defeated it by calling his mother. Every manipulation fails. Every tactic bounces off the shield of unconditional maternal love. Palpatine has been Supreme Chancellor for 10 years. He's orchestrated the Separatist crisis, built Count Dooku's movement, started preparing the clone army. But he can't groom Anakin Skywalker because Shmi keeps him happy. The Sith Lord paces his chamber, thinking, planning. There has to be a way. There has to be leverage. Everyone has a breaking point. Everyone. Jedi Temple. Meditation chamber. 3 years into the Clone Wars that almost happened, Anakin sits in deep meditation. Not the peaceful meditation of most Jedi. This is active, reaching through the Force, touching the future, searching for threats. Vader's memories guide him. In the original timeline, the Clone Wars consumed the galaxy. But in this timeline, the Separatist crisis has been resolving through diplomacy. Count Dooku's recruitment of systems has stalled. The Republic is actually addressing their grievances. No war, no emergency powers for Palpatine. But Anakin knows there's still a weapon waiting. The clone army on Kamino. Commissioned by a dead Jedi Master. Programmed with Order 66. In the original timeline, the Jedi discovered the army by accident. Obi-Wan tracked Jango Fett there while investigating an assassination attempt on Padme. In this timeline, there's been no assassination attempt. Padme is courting Anakin openly. No need to hide their relationship. No need for Palpatine to create threats against her to drive Anakin toward darkness. Which means the clone army remains hidden, unless Anakin reveals it. He opens his eyes, stands, walks directly to Qui-Gon's quarters. His master, recovered from Naboo, promoted to the council, is reviewing reports on the Separatist situation. Padawan, what brings you here so late? I need to tell you something. And you need to trust me when I say I'm not making this up. Qui-Gon sets down his datapad. Go on. Being grown on Kamino. Commissioned 10 years ago by a Jedi Master named Sifo Dyas. Qui-Gon's expression sharpens. Sifo Dyas died 11 years ago. He couldn't have... Exactly. Someone used his name and credentials. Commissioned an army of clones in secret. 3 million soldiers fully trained, fully equipped, waiting. How do you know this? The same way I knew about Palpatine being a Sith Lord. The same way I knew about my mother's future. The Force shows me things. Possible futures. Timelines that must not come to pass. Qui-Gon studies his Padawan. 13 years of training together. He's learned to trust Anakin's instincts. What else do you know about this army? The clones are based on a template, a bounty hunter named Jango Fett. They're implanted with behavioral modification chips, bioorganic implants in their brains. The Kaminoans call them inhibitor chips. Say they reduce aggression and ensure obedience. Anakin's voice goes cold. They're lying. The chips contain a hidden protocol. Order 66. When activated, it overrides the clones' free will, forces them to execute their Jedi commanders. Every Jedi general across the galaxy would be killed by their own troops, simultaneously. That would be genocide. It was. In the other timeline, Palpatine activated it. 10,000 Jedi died in hours. We need to take this to the Council. Immediately. Council chamber. Emergency session. All 12 masters present. Anakin stands in the center. Qui-Gon beside him. Mace Windu listens to the report. His expression grows darker with each detail. A secret clone army. Commissioned by a dead Jedi. Programmed to kill us. You're certain of this? I am, Master Windu. I've seen it happen. I've lived through it. Yoda closes his eyes. Verify this. We must. Dangerous it is to act on visions alone. But ignore them. We cannot. I propose we send a small team to Kamino, Mace says. Verify the existence of this army. Inspect these inhibitor chips. If they're as dangerous as Skywalker claims, we act. I volunteer to lead the team, Anakin says. No, Mace responds firmly. You're too close to this. Your visions make you biased. Master Qui-Gon will lead. Obi-Wan will accompany him. And Master Shak Ti, a specialist in clone training from the Stark Hyperspace War, she'll evaluate the soldiers. Kamino, Tipoca City. 1 week later, the water planet's constant rain hammers against the cloning facility's windows. Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, and Shak Ti are escorted by Lama Su and Ton Wei, the Kaminoan Prime Minister and cloning supervisor. We are pleased the Jedi have finally come to inspect their army, Lama Su says in her ethereal voice. The first battalions are ready for deployment. Our army? Obi-Wan exchanges a glance with Qui-Gon. We didn't order an army. Master Sifo Dyas commissioned us 10 years ago. On behalf of the Jedi Council. Sifo Dyas died before he could have done that, Qui-Gon says carefully. Someone used his name. The Kaminoans exchange glances. Confusion, concern. Taun Wei leads them to the clone barracks. Thousands of identical soldiers, all based on Jango Fett's template, all trained for war. Tell us about the behavioral modification chips, Shakti says. Ah yes, a crucial component, implanted during embryonic development. They inhibit excessive aggression and ensure obedience to command structure. May we examine one? Of course, we have detailed schematics. They're led to a medical facility. A clone lies sedated on a table. A surgical droid displays a holographic schematic of the chip, embedded near the brainstem. Qui-Gon uses the Force, extends his senses into the chip, feels its structure, its circuitry, its programming. And there, buried deep in the firmware, a hidden subroutine. Order 66. This chip, Qui-Gon says quietly, does more than inhibit aggression. What do you mean? It contains a command protocol. Order 66. Execute the Jedi for treason. When this order is given, the clone's will is overridden completely. They become puppets programmed to kill Jedi. Lama Su's expression doesn't change. Kaminoans are hard to read, but there's a flicker of something. Surprise? Fear? That was not in the original specifications. Who modified the design? Obi-Wan demands. I would need to check the records. Anakin was right. All of it. The army. The chips. Order 66. Qui-Gon makes a decision. We're taking control of this facility, in the name of the Jedi Order and the Galactic Republic. No clone leaves Kamino until we've examined every chip, and we're deleting this Order 66 protocol from every single one. The Kaminoans have no choice but to comply. The Jedi have the authority, the evidence. Over the next weeks, Jedi technicians and loyal Republic programmers work around the clock, examining chips, deleting Order 66, replacing it with loyalty programming tied to the Republic Constitution, not to the Chancellor's emergency powers. 3 million clones, 3 million chips, all purged. Palpatine's master weapon, neutralized. Jedi Council Chamber. Report session. Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, and Shakti present their findings. The Council listens in grave silence. The clone army exists, Mace says when they finish. Commissioned under false pretenses. Programmed for genocide. This confirms everything Skywalker warned us about. The question is, Kiadi Mundi says, who ordered this? Who has the resources, the access, the motive? Palpatine, Anakin says from the back of the chamber. He wasn't called to this session, but he's there anyway. It has to be him. He's the only one who benefits from an army that can kill Jedi, and a war to justify it. We still have no direct proof, Mace says. The trail is too well hidden. Sifo Dyas's credentials were used, but we can't prove who used them. Then we investigate, Yoda says firmly. Carefully, quietly. Watch the Chancellor, we must. Trust him, we cannot. The Jedi Order goes on high alert. Not openly, not in ways Palpatine can detect, but they're watching, waiting, ready. And Anakin visits his mother that evening, tells her everything. You did it, she says. You stopped Order 66 before it could happen. We stopped it. All of us, working together, trusting each other. That's the difference from last time, isn't it? Last time you were alone. This time you have people. I have you. And that makes all the difference. She hugs him, her son, the man who saved the galaxy by refusing to leave her behind. Chancellor's office. Senate building. Night. Palpatine stands alone in the dark. The city lights of Coruscant filter through the massive windows, casting long shadows across his face. Everything is falling apart. 13 years. 13 years of careful planning. Decades before that laying groundwork. The rule of two perfected across a millennium, culminating in him, Darth Sidious. the Sith Lord who would finally destroy the Jedi and rule the galaxy. And it's all collapsing because of a 9-year-old boy who refused to leave his mother. Darth Maul, dead on Naboo, killed by Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi because Anakin Skywalker interfered with starfighter cannons. No backup apprentice. No replacement ready. The Separatist crisis. Stalling. Count Dooku recruited thousands of systems, but the Republic is actually addressing their concerns now. Diplomatic solutions instead of escalation. The war he needs. The emergency powers. The military authority. The path to dictatorship. Isn't happening. The clone army on Kamino. Compromised. The Jedi discovered it. Found the inhibitor chips. Deleted Order 66 from every single clone. His perfect weapon for genocide turned into just an army, loyal to the Republic's constitutional values, not to him. And Anakin Skywalker, the chosen one, the boy with 20,000 midi-chlorians per cell, the weapon Palpatine spent 13 years grooming, is happy, stable, grounded, in love with Senator Amidala, openly, with the Jedi Council's grudging approval, training under Qui-Gon Jinn, becoming a powerful Jedi Knight, fighting in the few small conflicts that arise with skill and honor, and visiting his mother every week. Palpatine has tried everything. The nightmare tactic, sent forth visions of loved ones dying. Anakin woke up, called Shmi or Padme, heard their voices, went back to sleep. Nightmares proven false immediately. The praise tactic, lavished attention and compliments, trying to inflate his ego. Shmi kept him humble with simple statements. You're special to me because you're my son, not because of your abilities. The power tactic discussed the dark side's potential, the abilities it could grant. Anakin listened politely and asked, would this make me happy or just important? Chose happiness every time. The isolation tactic sent him on dangerous missions far from Coruscant. Anakin called his mother via holocom from the field. Stress evaporated. Every manipulation bounced off the shield of unconditional love. Palpatine's hands clench into fists, his yellow eyes hidden behind contact lenses during the day, burn in the darkness. There is one option left. The nuclear option. If he cannot turn Anakin, he must break him. Kill Shmi Skywalker. Make the boy suffer the loss he was always meant to suffer. Strip away his anchor. Leave him vulnerable and drowning in grief. Then, and only then, will the dark side find purchase. Palpatine activates his encrypted holonet terminal, untraceable routing through 17 proxy servers across the galaxy. The hologram of Cad Bane appears, blue-skinned Duros bounty hunter, red eyes gleaming with professional interest. Chancellor, didn't expect to hear from you again. I have a job. High-value target. Requires discretion and absolute success. I'm listening. The target is a woman on Naboo, Shmi Skywalker. She runs a freed slave education center in Theed. I need it to look like an accident. Natural causes. Nothing that traces back to anyone. Cad Bane's eyes narrow. Skywalker, as in Anakin Skywalker, the Jedi. Yes, that's going to cost extra. Jedi have a way of complicating things. Name your price. 750,000 credits. Half now, half on completion. And I'm bringing a team. 4 specialists. If this goes wrong, and we're facing a Jedi, I want backup. Acceptable. Transferring the advance now. Give me 3 days to assemble the team and get into position. Then your problem disappears. Palpatine sits back in his chair, steeples his fingers. A smile crosses his face for the first time in weeks. This will work. Maternal death is the foundation of Vader's fall. Remove the mother, create the monster. The Force will make it so. Naboo. Lake Country. Shmi's home. 3 days later, the house sits on the water's edge. Simple. Beautiful. Gardens blooming with flowers that never grew on Tatooine. A life beyond slavery, beyond sand, beyond suffering. Shmi moved here 2 years ago. The freed slave center in Theed was doing well enough that she could work remotely. Padme helped her find this place. Away from the city. Peaceful. Safe. Or so it seemed. Night falls. Shmi reads in the main room, reviewing lesson plans for next week's classes. She doesn't hear the approach. Cad Bane is too skilled for that. He and his team, 4 hunters, all experts, rappels silently from a hover platform above the house. Grappling lines. Silenced equipment. They've done this hundreds of times. They land on the roof. Move to the bedroom window. One hunter begins cutting through the transparent steel with a laser torch. Slow. Precise. Silent. Inside the bedroom, empty. The bed hasn't been slept in. Cad Bane's instincts scream danger. That's when the lightsaber ignites. Blue blade, blazing in the darkness. Anakin Skywalker drops from the rafters where he's been sleeping for 3 weeks. Lands in a crouch. His eyes, Vader's eyes, lock onto the hunters. I was wondering when you'd try this. Cad Bane is fast. Legendary fast. He fires from 3 different weapons simultaneously. Wrist blasters and his main sidearm. 9 shots in 2 seconds. Each one aimed at a vital point. Anakin deflects every bolt without moving his feet. His lightsaber is a blue blur. The reflected shots hit 2 of the other hunters. One in the shoulder, one in the knee. They drop, screaming. The remaining 2 hunters activate vibroblades and charge. Professional. Coordinated. Anakin raises his free hand. The force slams out like a physical blow. Both hunters fly backward into the wall hard enough to crack the plaster. They slump unconscious. Cad Bane tries his jetpack, fires the thrusters, shoots upward toward escape. Anakin reaches out with the force, grabs Bane's ankle, yanks him down mid-flight. The bounty hunter crashes into the bedroom floor, jetpack sparking and dying. Anakin is on him instantly, pins him with the force invisible pressure crushing Bane against the floor, destroys his blaster with a gesture, metal crumpling into scrap. Bane reaches for a wrist-mounted flamethrower with his free hand. Anakin tears the entire gauntlet off his arm, using telekinesis, metal screaming as it separates, bolts shearing. The gauntlet flies across the room and embeds itself in the wall. Who hired you? Cad Bane laughs through the pain, blood on his teeth from the impact. Bounty hunters don't talk, Jedi. You know the code. Anakin's eyes go cold. When he speaks, his voice carries no emotion, just absolute certainty. I'm not asking as a Jedi. He reaches into Bane's mind, not a gentle probe, not a respectful telepathic question, a forced extraction. Vader's technique, the dark side tool he learned from Palpatine himself, now turned back against the Sith Lord's agent. Bane screams. His mental defenses, carefully trained over decades, hardened against interrogation, crumble like wet paper. Anakin rips through his memories with surgical precision. The holonet call, encrypted channel, Palpatine's hologram, robes, office, unmistakable. The payment transfer, 750,000 credits, routing codes traced back through proxy servers. The target, Shmi Skywalker, make it look natural, no traces. Anakin pulls out of Bane's mind. The hunter collapses, gasping, possibly brain damaged. Drool running from his mouth. Behind him, a voice. Ani. Shmi stands in the doorway. She witnessed everything. Saw her son, her gentle, loving Ani, torture a man's mind with the Force. Anakin turns. His eyes are still cold. Still Vader's eyes. Then they shift, soften, become her son's again. Mom, are you hurt? I'm fine, but what you just did to him, was necessary. His voice is calm, factual, no regret. He was sent to kill you. I needed to know who sent him. And now I know. He contacts Naboo security forces. They arrive within 10 minutes. Arrest the hunters. Secure the scene. Take statements. The lead investigator, a professional ex-Republic military, looks at the unconscious hunters, the destroyed equipment, the cracked wall. You did all this alone? Against 5 hunters including Cad Bane? Yes. Remind me never to make a Jedi angry. Anakin doesn't smile. Good policy. He takes Shmi's hand. Pack a bag. Essentials only. You're coming to Coruscant. To the Jedi Temple. You'll be safe there. Ani, I can't just abandon. Yes, you can. His voice is gentle, but absolute. Someone just tried to kill you. The Supreme Chancellor of the Republic sent assassins to murder you. Everything changes now. We can't pretend this is random. We can't stay exposed. Shmi looks at her son, sees the determination in his eyes. The same look he had when he was 9 years old, refusing to leave her on Tatooine. All right, let me grab a few things. Within the hour, they're on a transport to Coruscant. Shmi in the passenger compartment still shaken. Anakin in the cockpit, already planning his next move. He opens a holocom channel. Qui-Gon Jinn appears, the Jedi Master in his temple quarters, roused from meditation. Anakin, what's wrong? I need an emergency council session. Now, I have proof that Chancellor Palpatine is the Sith Lord. And this time, it's undeniable. Secure conference room. 2 hours later. Not the council chamber. Too public. Too formal. This is a smaller room, shielded against surveillance, designed for the most sensitive discussions. Anakin stands before Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, Mace Windu, and Yoda. On the holographic display, he shows them everything. The Chancellor's hologram on the encrypted channel. The payment transfer, traced through 17 proxy servers, but ultimately originating from a terminal in Palpatine's private office. The pattern of manipulation over 13 years. The private meetings. The discussions about power. The questioning of Jedi teachings, all of it designed to isolate Anakin, make him dependent on Palpatine's approval. The original timeline. Vader's memories. Order 66. The clone chips that they've already found and neutralized. The transformation of the Republic into the Empire. The Jedi Purge. When he finishes, the room is silent. Mace Windu speaks first. 13 years. He's been right there. In plain sight. Supreme Chancellor of the Republic. Extends his senses toward the Senate building. Looking, really looking, at Palpatine for the first time without the clouding influence of the dark side shrine that used to sit beneath the temple. Sense it now, I do. Darkness surrounds him. A void in the Force, hidden he was, but look directly. We did not. Qui-Gon paces. We cannot simply arrest the Supreme Chancellor without Senate approval. The political fallout would tear the Republic apart. We don't arrest him, Anakin says. His voice is calm. Cold. Vader's tactical certainty. We confront him, the four of us, Master Windu, Master Qui-Gon, Master Kenobi, and me. We go to his office. We give him one chance to surrender peacefully. And when he refuses, we end him. Mace studies the young Jedi Knight. You speak of execution with unusual certainty. In the original timeline, you confronted him with Kit Fisto, Agen Kolar, and Saesee Tiin. He killed 3 of them in the first 10 seconds. You nearly defeated him alone, but I intervened on his behalf. Betrayed you. Cost you everything. Anakin's hands clench. This time, we don't make that mistake. We bring overwhelming force. We coordinate perfectly, and we don't give him a chance to manipulate anyone. Obi-Wan places a hand on his former Padawan's shoulder. This is not the Jedi way. We are peacekeepers, not executioners. The Jedi way got 10,000 Jedi killed in the original timeline. Anakin's voice is quiet but absolute. Peacekeeping doesn't work against Sith Lords who control the government. Sometimes, Master, you have to choose between the code and survival. Yoda taps his gimmer stick. Harsh, your words are, but wrong they are not. Adapt we must, or die we will. Mace makes his decision. We move tonight, before he realizes we know. 4 Jedi Masters. I'm not a master, Anakin interrupts. Tonight you are. Mace's voice is firm. We cannot afford to face a Sith Lord with anything less than our best. You have Vader's skills, Vader's knowledge. We need that. You're a master in all but title. Consider yourself field promoted. Anakin bows. Yes, Master Windu. We leave in 1 hour. Prepare yourselves. Meditate. Center yourselves. This will not be an easy fight. They disperse. Anakin goes to the temple guest quarters where Shmi is staying. Temple guards stand outside her door. She's sitting on the bed when he enters. Hands folded in her lap. When she sees his face, she stands. You're going after him. After Palpatine. Yes. It's dangerous. Everything worth doing is dangerous. He crosses to her. Takes her hands. If I don't do this, everything we've built, our freedom, our happiness, our future, will be destroyed. He won't stop. He'll keep trying until he breaks me, or kills everyone I love. Shmi pulls him into an embrace. I didn't raise you to run from danger. I raised you to protect those who can't protect themselves. I'm scared. Anakin admits quietly. Not of dying, of losing myself, of becoming Vader again. The dark side is so close when I fight, so easy to access. What if you won't? Shmi pulls back, cups his face in her hands. Because you're not alone this time. You have Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, Master Windu. You have me. You have Padme. You have people who love you, that's the difference. She kisses his forehead. Go. Do what you must. I'll be here when you return. I promise. I love you, Mom. I love you too, Annie. Always. Senate building. Chancellor's office. Midnight. 4 Jedi walk through the corridors of power. Qui-Gon in the lead, tall, calm, centered. Mace beside him, focused, ready, purple lightsaber at his belt. Obi-Wan and Anakin bringing up the rear. Master and former Padawan, brothers in all but blood. Red guards stand outside Palpatine's office. Elite soldiers, loyal only to the Chancellor. Mace raises his hand. You will let us pass. The guard's eyes glaze. We will let you pass. You will wait outside. You will allow no one to enter or leave. We will wait outside. We will allow no one to enter or leave. The guards step aside. The doors open. Palpatine sits at his desk. He's reviewing documents, or pretending to. When he looks up, his expression cycles through surprise, concern, confusion. Masters, Anakin, what brings you to my office at such a late hour? Has something happened? Mace Windu's voice is steel wrapped in ice. Sheev Palpatine. You are under arrest for conspiracy, treason, murder, and manipulation of the Republic. You stand accused of being the Sith Lord Darth Sidious. For one moment, Palpatine's mask holds, the grandfatherly smile, the confused expression. Then it shatters. This is outrageous. I am the Supreme Chancellor of the Republic. The Senate, Anakin interrupts, will thank us for removing a cancer that's been growing in the Republic for 50 years. Palpatine's eyes lock onto Anakin. The yellow bleeds through the contact lenses. The mask falls away completely. You did this. You are supposed to be mine, boy. 13 years I spent grooming you. Every word calculated, every meeting planned, every seed planted. And you threw it all away for her, for sentiment, for weakness. You're wrong. Anakin's voice is absolutely calm. She isn't my weakness, she's my strength, and she's the reason you failed. I'll make you watch her burn, and then you'll understand what true power, green blade blazing. Enough. Palpatine moves, faster than thought, faster than human. Force-enhanced speed that makes him a blur. His red lightsaber ignites from his sleeve, hidden weapon revealed. He lunges across the desk at Qui-Gon with an overhead strike that could split stone. Qui-Gon blocks. Ataru meeting Juyo. The impact sends shockwaves through the room. Mace attacks from the left. His purple blade cuts toward Palpatine's ribs. The Sith Lord spins, deflects with inhuman precision. Obi-Wan flanks right, Sorsu defense waiting for an opening. But Palpatine gives him none. Just violence, speed, rage channeled through perfect technique. Anakin circles behind. He ignites his lightsaber, blue blade. But his stance is different from what Qui-Gon taught him. Form V, Gem So. Vader's form, heavy, aggressive. Every strike designed to overpower through superior strength and leverage. Palpatine recognizes it instantly. His yellow eyes widen. That form, where did you? Anakin doesn't answer. He strikes. Two-handed overhead blow with the full weight of his body behind it. Palpatine blocks, and the impact nearly drives him to his knees. A 19-year-old should not hit this hard. But this is not just Anakin. This is Anakin channeling Vader's experience, Vader's technique, Vader's raw power through a body with over 20,000 midichlorians per cell and no cybernetic limitations. The office becomes a war zone. Palpatine is a hurricane. Form 7, Juyo executed with Sith perfection. He attacks Mace with lightning-fast combinations, kicks Qui-Gon in the chest with force-enhanced strength, sending him crashing through the desk, catches Obi-Wan's blade in a bind and throws him across the room with telekinesis. But the Jedi coordinate flawlessly. When Palpatine focuses on one, the others attack. When he tries to create distance, they close ranks. When he uses Force lightning, Mace's Vapad absorbs it and redirects it back. Anakin presses the center. His gem so strikes hammer down again and again. Palpatine blocks each one, but the sustained power is wearing him down. No one can maintain perfect defense forever against this kind of assault. You could have been immortal, Palpatine screams between strikes. I could have taught you to cheat death, to save everyone you love, and you threw it away for nothing. I didn't throw it away. Anakin's next strike comes from a different angle. Vader's creativity in combat. I chose something better. Love over power. Truth over lies. Light over you. Palpatine tries psychological warfare. Your mother is already dead, boy. I sent another team to the temple. She's burning right now while You're lying. Anakin's voice doesn't waver. His next strike is perfectly controlled. And even if you weren't, I'd still kill you first. That's the difference between us. I can function through loss. You can only function through hate. Palpatine roars, unleashes Force lightning from both hands, not targeted at one Jedi, at all of them simultaneously. Mace absorbs it with Vapad, purple blade conducting energy into the floor. Qui-Gon creates a Force barrier. The lightning scatters harmlessly. Obi-Wan deflects with his blade, blue energy dispersing. Anakin does something different. He channels the lightning into his lightsaber, lets it flow through the weapon, supercharging it. Then he throws. The blade spins through the air, blue energy wrapped in white lightning, screaming across the room. Palpatine tries to dodge. Too close. Too fast. The lightsaber burns through his shoulder. Deep. Cauterizing. Palpatine screams, genuine pain, not rage. He stumbles, blood leaking through his robes. Qui-Gon is there. His blade stabs through Palpatine's back, piercing the Sith Lord's heart from behind. Palpatine gasps, tries to turn, can't. Mace's blade comes from the front, takes his head clean off. Obi-Wan's blade follows through the torso from the side. Anakin recalls his lightsaber to his hand, steps forward, brings it down in a final decisive strike through Palpatine's chest. Darth Sidious falls, not thrown from a window like in the original timeline. Not killed in a last desperate act of redemption, cut down, together, by 4 Jedi who refuse to hesitate. His body hits the floor. The yellow fades from his eyes. The dark side presence that has clouded the Force for half a century shatters like glass. Every Jedi in the temple feels it. A weight lifting, a fog clearing. The 4 Jedi stand over the corpse, breathing hard. Lightsabers still ignited. Qui-Gon deactivates his blade first. It's done. Mace checks the body. No pulse, no breathing, no Force presence. The Sith are defeated. Obi-Wan looks at Anakin. Are you all right? Anakin deactivates his lightsaber, looks at his hands. No corruption, no yellow taint, no dark side transformation. He fought with Vader's techniques, but not Vader's rage. I'm fine. I didn't do it out of hate. I did it because it was necessary. Yoda appears in the doorway. The ancient Jedi Master moves slowly into the office, his gimmer stick tapping against the floor. He looks down at Palpatine's body. Ended he is, but finished the Sith are not. Always two there are, but their hold on the galaxy broken it is. Mace nods. We inform the Senate immediately. Present the evidence. They'll understand we had no choice. Over the next hours, the truth emerges. Emergency Senate session. Evidence presented. The assassination attempt on Shmi, the clone chip conspiracy, Palpatine's Force abilities documented by security footage. Shock. Horror. Disbelief. Then relief. Bail Organa stands. I move for a vote of no confidence in the emergency powers structure that allowed this to happen. We must return to constitutional governance. The motion passes unanimously. The Republic endures, wounded, shaken, but alive. 5 years later, Naboo, Lake Country. The house by the water gleams in the afternoon sun, larger than it used to be. An addition was built 2 years ago when the family expanded. Shmi Skywalker sits on the veranda, watching her grandchildren play in the garden. Luke and Leia. 3 years old, twins, bundles of energy and Force sensitivity. Luke concentrates intently, trying to lift a flower with the Force. It wobbles, rises a few centimeters, falls. He tries again with absolute determination. Leia ignores flowers. She's attempting to move a rock 3 times larger. The rock doesn't budge yet, but she keeps trying with stubborn persistence. Anakin Skywalker walks out of the house. 24 years old, Jedi Master, officially now, not just field promoted. Husband, father. He sits beside his mother. They're relentless. They get that from you. Shmi smiles. You were the same at that age, always trying to do impossible things. The difference is, I had Vader's memories guiding me. They're just naturally talented. Naturally talented and naturally stubborn. Luke finally succeeds in lifting the flower. His face lights up with pure joy. Mama, I did it. She stepped down from the Senate 3 years ago to focus on her family, though she still advises the new chancellor, Bail Organa, remotely. I saw, sweetheart. I'm very proud of you. Leia stomps over, frustrated. The rock won't move. Anakin kneels beside his daughter. That's because you're trying to force it. The Force isn't about strength. It's about connection. Feel the rock. Really feel it. He guides her small hand to touch the stone. Feel its weight, its texture, the minerals in it, the life in those minerals. Now ask it to move. Don't demand. Ask. Leia closes her eyes, concentrates. The rock shivers, then lifts. Just a centimeter, but it lifts. Her eyes snap open. I did it. You did. Anakin hugs her. I'm proud of you. Now both of you, go wash your hands. Lunch is ready. The twins run inside, already arguing about whose object was heavier. Shmi watches them disappear through the door. You're a good father, Ani. I learned from the best. He takes her hand. Thank you. For everything. For believing in me when I told you the impossible. For being my anchor when Palpatine tried to drown me. For showing me that love isn't weakness. You figured that out on your own. I just reminded you when you forgot. They sit in comfortable silence for a moment. The galaxy has changed. The Jedi Order has changed. 5 years ago, the Council voted unanimously to abolish the attachment prohibition. The Chosen One's success proved that love doesn't lead to darkness. Separation does. Young Jedi are now allowed to maintain contact with their families if they wish. Jedi can marry, have children, build lives that don't require sacrificing their humanity. Recruitment has surged. Families who would never have given up their infants now allow their Force-sensitive children to train while maintaining family bonds. The Order is stronger, more diverse, more connected to the people they protect. The clone army was repurposed. Volunteers serve in a Republic Defense Force with full citizenship and rights. The men who could have been slaves became citizens, brothers, heroes. The Separatist crisis dissolved once Palpatine's manipulation was removed. Count Dooku, exposed as a Sith apprentice, was captured and tried. The systems that joined the Separatists had their grievances addressed through negotiation. No war. No genocide. No empire. Bail Organa governs as Chancellor with wisdom and transparency. Corruption is being systematically removed. Democracy is actually functioning. And here, in a house by a lake on Naboo, a family lives that should never have existed. Qui-Gon Jinn visits occasionally, the Jedi Master who survived Naboo because his Padawan saved him. He sits on the council now, teaching younglings that the living Force is about balance, between duty and love, service and self, the Order and the individual. Obi-Wan Kenobi stops by when his missions allow. He has his own Padawan, a young Togruta girl named Ahsoka Tano, who reminds him of Anakin in her stubborn determination and creative Force use. Even Mace Windu visited once. He was uncomfortable with the domestic setting. Too much emotion, too much attachment, but he told Anakin something important. You proved me wrong about many things. The code, attachment, the path to the dark side. The Order is better for it. Stronger. Thank you. Luke asks his favorite question. Daddy, tell us the story again. Which story? How you saved Grandma. Anakin and Shmi exchange a glance. They've developed a version appropriate for 3-year-olds. Simplified. Edited. The darkness removed. Well, Anakin begins. A long time ago, when I was very small, I had to make a choice. I could leave your grandmother behind to become a Jedi, or I could find a way to bring her with me. And you brought her, Leia shouts. I did. Because I realized something important. The Force connects all living things, and that means staying connected to the people you love doesn't make you weaker. It makes you stronger. Were the other Jedi mad? Luke asks. At first they were confused. They had rules that said Jedi shouldn't have families. But I showed them those rules were wrong. That love makes us stronger, not weaker. Leia looks at her grandmother. Were you scared, Grandma? Shmi smiles. I was. But your father told me not to be afraid. And I believed him. He's never steered me wrong. After dinner, after the children are in bed, Anakin stands on the veranda, looking out at the lake, stars emerging overhead. He reaches into his pocket, pulls out something he's kept for 14 years. The crushed slave chip. The first impossible thing he did with Vader's knowledge. He closes his hand around it, feels the rough edges. Padme joins him, slips her arm around his waist. What are you thinking about? The future. Our children. What kind of galaxy they'll grow up in. A better one than you did. Thanks to you. You, Mom, Qui-Gon. The Council. Everyone who chose to believe that change was possible. They watch the stars together. Somewhere in the galaxy, dark side users still exist. They always will. Light cannot exist without darkness. The Force requires balance, but the Sith, the order dedicated to domination through manipulation, are broken. Their 1,000-year plan unraveled by a 9-year-old who refused to leave his mother behind. In the temple on Coruscant, Yoda meditates. The Force is clear, bright, balanced in ways it hasn't been for centuries. The Chosen One fulfilled his prophecy. Not through destruction and rebirth like the ancient texts suggested, but through preventing imbalance before it could take root. Fulfilled the prophecy young Skywalker has, Yoda says to the empty meditation chamber, but not in the way we expected. Better this is. Much better. Back on Naboo, Anakin and Padme return inside. Check on the children one last time, both sleeping peacefully. Anakin kisses Luke's forehead, then Leia's, his children, growing up with both parents, growing up in peace. He returns to the veranda, sits beside his mother. She takes his hand. You did it, Annie. You broke the cycle. We did it. If you hadn't been there, if you hadn't been my anchor, I would have fallen eventually. Palpatine would have found another way. No. Shmi squeezes his hand. Even without me, you would have chosen love over fear. That was always your strength. You just needed to be reminded. Anakin rests his head on her shoulder. His mother, his anchor, his salvation. The twin sons of Tatooine once watched a slave boy walk away from his mother, toward pain and darkness. The single son of Naboo now watches that same boy, no longer a slave, no longer walking away, sitting in peace with the woman who taught him that love is not weakness but strength. I love you, Mom. I love you too, Annie. Always. The stars wheel overhead. The galaxy turns. And in a house by a lake, a family that should never have existed lives the life Darth Vader died wishing he could have had. The Chosen One broke the Sith, not through hate, through love. The Chosen One saved the galaxy, not through sacrifice, through choice. The Chosen One brought balance, not through darkness, through refusing to let go of the light. And this time, this one precious time, everyone gets a happy ending, even him. Let us know what you'd like to see next. The end.